Warning. The conversations in this podcast are performed by the caveman. For your safety and the protection of those around you, please do not attempt to take anything you hear too seriously on the show.
Booga booga.
Burr, 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 burr.
Oh, yeah, I got some.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Cave. I'm Joreeezy. This is my boy Mel. We're the Cavemen, and we're bringing you another episode of The Cave Podcast. Before we get started, make sure you guys check out our website, cave.com, k4v3.com, to get all our links to our social media accounts, our video library on YouTube, and all our profiles at The Cave. That's cave.com, k4v3.com, or at The Cave on all social media platforms. So tonight, or today, depending on when you're listening, Mel and I were talking about what should we talk about today on the episode. We kind of want to shift away from talking about sports and, you know, kind of get back to our roots and talk about some crazy shit, brah. So yeah, I'll hand it over to Mel and preview what we're going to talk about tonight.
All right, so tonight is going to be a very, very interesting topic, right? It's actually going to be talking about a super influence in the male community, in the red pill space.
They call it the manosphere.
The manosphere, you know, the whole masculinity thing, right? And it's none other than Mr. Andrew Tate, right? So I'm going to sit here and be honest. First of all, the top of the thing, I fell into the whole spiral of it. I honestly did. I didn't max out in it. Some of these guys maxed out to the point where they were being super disrespectful to women and stuff like that. And I would never do that. But I maxed out in a way where it was more physical, working on myself. I even bought his course and shit.
You were top G maxing?
Yeah, I was top G max a little bit. I bought the hoodie and shit. Like, yeah, bro.
Time out. Did you subscribe to Hustlers University?
I did. For like 3 months, though. It was like 3 months.
I saw that shit on YouTube. Somebody uploaded the whole course. There's some pretty interesting stuff in that shit, so I'm not even gonna lie.
It was. I mean, I can't sit here and say that it was totally bullshit, but there was some bullshit aspects to it. Yeah. Like, it was a little like grifty, bro.
If I'm not mistaken, after the 10th rule, it got kind of fucking like fraudulent-ish.
It did, bro. It got really money laundering-ish and illegal. So yeah, man, that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so who is Andrew Tate? Well, initially, I think his claim to fame was he was a kickboxer, right?
Yeah.
And he is known as the Top G. He went really viral around, I would say, prime TikTok days.
2022, it was around 2021, 2022-ish, like when everybody was in the house, obviously. And his smaller videos started popping up and stuff like that. But he wasn't really big until he hit Fresh and Fit in 2022. So that's really when it exploded.
Those guys need their own podcast episode in The Cave too.
Definitely, man.
Amru Fadil is crazy, bro. That Amru Fadil guy, man. That guy's a crazy dude, bro. But it's actually interesting because Andrew Tate came into fame, I think, in the mainstream minds during the TikTok era, I think, you know, and TikTok was really highly acclaimed around the time because of their algorithm. And, you know, the shit that Andrew Tate was saying was really clickbaity, but would make you think, you know what I mean? It's almost in a jester-ish way where, you know what I mean? It sounds absurd, but when you let it marinate, it's pretty philosophical. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Challenges social norms and, you know, in some circumstances makes sense. you know?
Yep.
And I think that was the controversial part about Andrew Tate was reputable men were, you know, not fully rebuking this guy. You know what I mean? They didn't really heavily endorse him, but I think they acknowledged that some of the things that he was saying make sense. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I could only speak for myself, but I think that a lot of the things that he was saying resonated with the way the average man thought, you know, because in his own eyes, he wasn't the average man, right? But he understood what the average man went through, the things that he, type of relationships we had, the ways that we thought and stuff like that. So it made it feel like he understood what was going on. And definitely the whole aspect of like growing up younger guys, you know what I mean? The way like I'm talking about in their teenage years and stuff like that. He understood the whole value of that and stuff like so, you know, get up, wake up, take care of yourself, be good, you know, treat women with respect. He did say that, you know. I don't know, man. It just was part of his whole bait and switch thing.
Right. No, it's gonna get deep because the the premise of this episode is Andrew Tate is a psyop, right? And we'll get into it a little bit later, but his core messages were pretty much being anti-woke, red pill shit, hyper masculinity, the matrix is real, almost like a modern hustler mindset and escaping the system. Yeah. He had an quote, you know, you could kind of say it's an online cult, the War Room, you know.
The War Room definitely was a cult. I think, yeah, I have some interesting stuff that might, or one thing, but yeah.
And you know, I also think that a lot of his propaganda did work. You know, a lot of his influence did effectively, you know what I mean, result in the manosphere characters right now that we're dealing with, you know.
Yeah, it did have some positive aspect to it. Like there was a lot of men that made money that understood the things he was talking about and actually, you know, became successful. At the same time, though, it did create that same man was very, very toxic in a way and wasn't very down to earth and kind of forgot where they came from type of vibe, the same way Andrew Tate did. You know, yeah, man, I don't know. I just think that he had a lot of different topics, like you said, that was philosophical, that would make you think, that even male and females agreed with. You know what I mean? So that made it even stronger too, because it wasn't just all men was agreeing with what he was saying. There was women agreeing with what he was saying too, because women need to be protected, taken care of, and stuff like that. And women were like, "Oh yeah, we love that." So that brought the whole women into the whole aspect of it too.
It's interesting because I felt like he echoed, you know what I mean, good. Not necessarily good, but he echoed some statements that do make sense and almost used it as a Trojan horse to be able to inject us with his scams. You know what I mean? And I say that because I had this recent conversation about, you know, the message and the messenger, right? And it's like, it made me think, does the messenger even matter? You know what I mean? If a piece of shit wrote one of the most inspiring speeches, it wouldn't hit the same if you knew the guy was a piece of shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if I gave it to fucking, you know what I mean, a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid to read, that shit would hit. You feel me?
Right.
So let's talk about the legal stuff that Andrew Tate is going through, because again, does the messenger matter? He talks a lot about hyper masculinity, the matrix, real hustler mindset. He was He's under investigation for human trafficking cases, rape, performing an organized criminal group, trafficking of minors, sexual intercourse with a minor, and money laundering.
Allegedly.
He claims this is an attack from the Matrix. Interestingly enough, he does kind of look like Cypher from the Matrix.
He does, though. Yeah.
And that guy wasn't on the right side of the Matrix
Hell no,
war.
he wasn't. And that's the whole ironic part of it, too.
Right.
You know?
Weirdly enough, he kind of is like Cypher. You know what I mean? He sold us out in order to get,
he wanted everything
steak
he wanted,
dinner.
you know? Yeah. Steak dinner.
So those allegations and the lawsuits that they're dealing with were initially detained and placed under house arrest. In April 2026, a Romanian court lifted remaining restrictions, allowing freer movement. The case was sent back to prosecutors in late 2024 for more work after some evidence was ruled inadmissible. A full trial has not yet started. He's really flexing his connections with the Trump administration, so I'm pretty sure somebody's pulling strings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But his claim to fame was the fact that he said he made a lot of money managing models to chat via webcam with men, and it seems like the OnlyFans model. You know what I mean?
It is. Bro, like, and it's the most fucked up side. So it's the most fucked up psyop because this is why I think this is the most fucked up psyop. The same men that you are glorifying and saying, oh, women treat you like shit, don't let a bitch use you, stuff like that. You're using females to use those men to make money.
Uh-huh.
So you're, again, like you said, the message is bullshit. What the fuck you're saying is bullshit because you're sitting here claiming, okay, women use us for XYZ, right? To take money or whatever, but then you're using those same women to use us to take money. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Like,
there's a lot of contradictions, and when you start pointing them out, you get attacked by the war room.
Oh yeah, the tater tots. Yeah,
the tater tots. That's fucking hilarious. But I don't know. Have you heard of the age of where we have a lost generation currently?
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah.
Lost generation. Let me look it up. But yeah, it came at a perfect time. You know what I mean? Like a little bit after the pandemic, where people are already lost, and it's funny that the lost generation, I feel like, was popularized after, you know what I mean? You could say this manosphere, hyper masculinity, red pill psyop. So the lost generation refers to a group of American writers and artists. Wait, actually, this isn't it. Referring to the.
I mean, I do see how we could have a lost generation only because, like, look at what happened with COVID. Like, people, like, the world literally stopped. People literally do not think the same anymore. The world isn't the same anymore. The way we interact with each other isn't the same anymore. And the way people grow up isn't even the same anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, our generation, the way we grew up, is lost. It is.
Right.
It's going, like, things are new, different now.
Yeah, and I think it was accelerated also not only because of COVID, but because of AI. That's kind of what's driving a lot of lost adolescents trying to find out what career to get into when AI is prepped to pretty much invade those careers.
Hell yeah.
But another thing about Andrew Tate is the martial arts aspect. You know, we saw him fight Chase the Moore.
Yeah, man. I mean, so this is what I'm gonna say. Oh man, so like, okay, I don't deny that he was a kickboxer. Okay, there are fights that you can see that he did exceptional in, but the promotion that he's fought for, I have fought for. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ISKA. You know.
Okay.
So, or the USKA also. but it's ISK. But they're not like glory or anything, bro. You know what I mean? It's a lot of amateur, newer fighters and stuff like that. And it's very, very easy to find someone with 2 fights, 1 fight, you know, when you have 7 fights, 8 fight, 12 fights, right?
Right.
So, this is something that I found on the internet. It's just one of the guys that I was watching talk about Tate. That's what he found. He said half of Tate's fights he supposedly have no evidence to have ever happened. Over 2/3 of the fights that can be verified to have happened are with opponents with no records of ever fighting anyone besides Tate. 3 of his world title wins were actually against opponents with no records aside from the fights with Tate. So even, dude, I just competed for a belt. I don't have fucking like 50 or 30 fucking fights, dude.
Yeah.
7 fights, bro. Like that's how easy it is to compete for a belt in these lower amateur things. So when he says that, he's definitely inflating it, bro. He's inflating the fuck out of that shit. Like,
one thing I'll say about having some fights under my belt too is, like, who you fight matters. You know what I mean? Like 10-0 fighting tomato cans is not 10-0 fighting, like, you know what I mean, equal or better competition.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that good fighters don't come out of this promotion.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either. Yeah, because I love the ISK. Yeah.
What I'm saying is there are windows where there aren't any prodigies being produced, which would yield a champion that hasn't gone through the championship road. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just kind of like, we need to crown a champion, but there ain't no fucking champions here. So you won the tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. And like I said, it's not like it's glory, bro. If he was like a 12-time world kickboxing glory champion, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, you mean fucking business. And then also that Chase Damore fight, bro, come on.
Yeah, that told me everything I needed. That told me everything I needed to know, bro. I mean, like, I feel like fighting is like riding a bike. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like the cardio you develop, like really putting work in.
Yeah.
It will decrease over time, but it won't decrease dramatically to where it's like, dude, Chase Damore is outgassing you. You know what I'm saying?
His style, I don't even know what the fuck it was. Like, he had no form. He was just throwing his punches like he never punched before. Like, like he was a whole different person. I don't know. And he was training. So and he had been inviting people over his house when he was on house arrest to box with him. So I don't understand how his form was so fucking wonky. Like he never threw a punch before.
I'm going to segue and say we should do an episode on martial arts influencers and, you know, the sparring highlights, dude.
Yeah. That's a good one.
They need to be talked about now, bro.
Hell yeah.
But no, I think that, you know, the fact that he's a champion obviously builds his brand, you know. That Chase Damore thing really hurt the brand. So I don't know if he was broke or what was going on for him to have taken that fight, or he underestimated Chase.
He wanted to be the CEO of their promotion, the Aiden Ross promotion. That's what it was, or the president or something like that. And if he won that fight, that would have happened, but it never happened.
And I mentioned this martial arts aspect of it because, I mean, I'm not gonna give him all the credit. I know that the Alex Pereiras, the Ilia Toporias, the Conor McGregors, the Jake Pauls have also inspired a new wave of people to train in combat sports. But Andrew Tate is also responsible for a little bit of that, you know?
100%. Yeah. I mean, and he didn't just learn training when they were growing up. He's like, I guess you could say more older school, because he's what, 5 years older than me. So when he started training, he was younger, and it was back then. So,
and bro, I mean, like his whole spiel is being in shape and taking care of business. Like,
facts.
Probably should lay off the hookah, you know?
Yeah, and the cigars.
Yeah, so now let's solidify these claims of him being a psyop, because I did find some interesting stuff about him. Let me just bring up the schizo shit so I make sure I cover that.
Schizo.
Yes.
Schizo.
So apparently, if you look at Andrew Tate, he looks like Anton LaVey, which is the Satanist.
Yeah.
And let me just bring up a picture so I can compare.
Yeah, I guess you could say he does favor him. If you shave that fucking mustache, he does favor him.
You know, I feel
Cypher.
like just as much as Cypher.
Yeah.
But what are these things that I found on here? So apparently Andrew Tate in gematria is 666.
Really? Didn't know that.
That's what I'm seeing on here. What else? Let's see. That's all I saw. I don't know much about gematria, so I'm not even gonna front like I know that gay number shit. You know what I mean? But what I do know is his father, Emery Andrew Tate.
The chess master.
No, Emery Andrew Tate Jr. is his father. Was a chess master. He was a U.S. Air Force sergeant, an accomplished linguist, and widely reported to have worked for the CIA.
Yeah,
imagine that.
Part. That's what gets me. So, like, when we know all the stuff we know in our conspiracy world, right? And you see that, you automatically think psyop. You automatically think plant. Like, who's to say that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate weren't bred in some kind of weird experiment to explode the manosphere in a certain way where people can I'm sorry. Well, people will now exploit the system, exploit women. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dying on the hill, bro, of that, because the whole Epstein file thing where they're breeding people, that shit solidified the way I think forever, bro. Right. I 100% think that island is breeding people to throw into our soup of a civilization to continue to push an agenda that a normal person wouldn't want to push. You know what I mean? If you're born to think a certain way, all you're going to do is that until you get offed, killed. You know what I mean? Because you're just replaceable to them at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that sounds super crazy, but, you know, we dove into the Epstein files, and we'll probably do an episode to, you know, recap everything that we uncovered and you know, learn from that.
I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, the one's theory that we had, that, you know, every influencer, every celebrity we see has been pretty much bred and positioned to be there. That's fact. That's pretty much fact.
Yeah, it is.
And you know what I mean? Finding out about Ghislaine Maxwell's father and Ghislaine Maxwell, that's like this, you know what I mean? Finding out Andrew Tate's dad was a linguist that worked for the CIA,
a grandmaster in chess. You know how smart you got to be in fucking chess, dude? Like,
so an operation that the CIA is known for is Operation Mockingbird, right? And it's where they reportedly recruited journalists and influenced major U.S. and foreign media outlets to shape public opinion and disseminate propaganda during the Cold War. This included planting stories, suppressing unfavorable coverage, and using media assets as eyes and ears. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's multiplied tenfold with social media and with phones. And what makes you think they're not doing that? Because another thing that they're known for is MK Ultra, you know?
Exactly. and it just only makes sense. There was something that I stumbled across yesterday too. I didn't write it down, but it was literally along the same lines of what you just said, that they are possibly doing now, and it's called, was it Project something with an E? I don't fucking know. But they're pretty much paying social media influencers $7,000 per post to post like, or Islamic stuff, or to be Muslim or something like that, something about Palestine or something like that, but they're still doing it. But propaganda never died. It just keeps growing and it keeps expanding. People just don't know what propaganda is, so they don't see it. I feel like that's where the basis of all this conspiracy stuff starts. Propaganda, bro. Like, you got to figure out the what the fuck they're actually trying to do when they showing you something.
Propaganda is super effective because, it's a sort of passive warfare in a way. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And I feel like true warfare never really ends. You know what I mean? If you're really trying to defend your country, you're 120% always alert and always paranoid, you know what I mean, about an attack, to the point where you want to sort of, and metaphorically, build a shield around your home type shit. You know what I mean? So, in the Cold War, where there wasn't really any, you know what I mean, casualties, I feel like that's when they mastered psyops and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And learned how, if you almost demasculate a society, then they're no longer a threat.
That's the whole thing. They were tired of having casualties. So they had to figure out how to make the enemy destroy themselves. You know what I mean? So instead of sending 10,000 of our troops to go kill people and then coming back with injured, we just infiltrate them mentally and let them destroy themselves from the inside out. Like,
and we spoke about this a little bit in the Tainted Weed episode, where they use marijuana in order to almost dumb down the population. Yeah. And I think we referred to Project Artichoke as a legitimate operation that did something similar to that. But yeah, man, I mean, it's funny because a lot of people, like to accuse people of being, you know what I mean, a psyop or a disinfo agent and a Fed. But I feel like when your dad was, you know what I mean, and
like literally, he actually is though. Like,
yeah, and I mean, like the linguist part, like I know Andrew Tate kind of reminded me of a super hyper masculine pickup artist, kind of secret society. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the point where it didn't stop with getting girls. You know what I mean? They wanted to own the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But my thing is too, I think Tristan actually had some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew was the fucking off the wall one that just wanted to fucking rule the world. Tristan was just cool. Like,
I think they're playing bad cop, good cop.
Yeah, but so I watched. Did you watch the whole Vice spiel they did on him?
No, I didn't.
So watch that. I'm gonna send you the video, and in that video, Tristan literally says to Andrew, like, "You have got to be the dumbest motherfucker to invite them to do this interview. They're going to fucking spill you all over." And Andrew is with his attitude. "Oh no, they're not. I'm top G. They're not going to do anything." So I think in some aspects, like, Tristan does have the more clearer mind, but I think Andrew is just more get it now, go get it, fucking let's fucking do it regardless of what's going to happen. Like,
he's kind of the unhinged, impulsive, get it now, shoot now, ask questions later kind of guy.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, their dad was a master chess player. Maybe Tristan's the chess player,
They both do. I think they both play chess.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as cerebrally, he's playing chess with people rather than trying to out masculine them.
Yeah, I got you.
But this is interesting because I do want to talk about other people like Sneeko. I do want to talk about other people like Clavicular because
So I don't really know much about them. Like I've seen them with Tate and stuff, but I don't really know that much.
I think Sneeko is a different conversation, but with Clavicular, I've seen reports that he's really tied in with Peter Thiel, and Peter Thiel is really into transhumanism, and it makes sense for a looks maxer to, influence people about being worried about their looks and getting procedures done in order to looks max, because that's the gateway to transhumanism.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, changing your appearance.
But this was a great segue to that because one, Andrew Tate, I feel like, was the main seed that sprouted all these manosphere characters, like we said.
Yeah.
And two, he has literal ties to the CIA, and his dad being a linguist and a chess player, and the CIA being linked to Project Mockingbird. Like, what more can you ask for as far as evidence? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
covert.
and the Epstein files showed us that these people are they're hand chosen, they're picked, and they're set up for success. And these guys have control of the algorithm. So
yeah. So
it's an uphill battle for you independent creators.
Fucking Andrew, he even showed what he did, like, because when he was going viral, he went viral, then he got banned, then he set up a whole bunch of little fucking minions to just make different posts, different pages, because he wasn't doing it. He showed the whole formula of doing that. So if one man can do that, imagine what a whole family could do, of people that want to control anything.
Great point, because you know what? That is modern day marketing. You hire a bunch of clippers who have all these different accounts and they clip all your shit. So they pretty much invade and dominate the algorithm themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Again, the guy was influential and he was effective. He had the tools and he had the genetic memory in order to carry out these operations. So dude is effective, and even when his strategy that he was upfront about, like, he would diss the Star Wars nerds, and the Star Wars nerds would go to his profile and he'd, give dating advice because he knows the Star Wars nerds don't get bitches. That shit's funny. You know what I mean? And as a hustler, like, it might be a dumb idea, but it's an idea. You know what I mean? You can improve on that. You know what I mean? So I thought it was funny, but
he made it work, dude. Like,
yeah.
But and I think another thing too was, like, I think he oversimplified the roles too, as far as male and female. Like the whole trad wife idea definitely blew up because of him as well, like having a traditional wife and stuff. And I do agree with some aspects to that, but, like, dude, come on now. Like, if a woman wants to work, she let her fucking work, dude. It's not, she should be in the fucking kitchen making babies all day. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's so fucking outdated. Like, and a man equally shouldn't be busting his ass all the fucking time, dude. It's a new world. Things are very, very different. Life is very different than it was when our great grandparents were growing up, and he over exaggerated the whole traditional trad wife, trad husband aspect of the things too.
I'll conclude on my end with this. There are a bunch of variables. So yes, there's no cookie cutter male role, and there's no cookie cutter female role. You know what I mean? And with that said, we live in America, you know what I mean, where you should be able to live freely and live however you want to live. Choose however lifestyle you want to live by, and you should be able to respect that. You know what I mean?
Land of the free, home of the brave, right?
I think where things get dicey is when you have these psyops, because it's like, you're not living by your own free will. You're living in order to push a political agenda in order to bring in some certain policies that have to fuck up our freedom that we have, that we're enjoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And since the psyops are really hidden and they're hidden within, it kind of breaks the trust you have with your fellow citizens, because then you don't know if they're really living like that genuinely, or they're living like that in order to influence other people.
Exactly.
And create, cognitive dissonance or some kind of disturbance in the harmony or the homeostasis,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I'll say this. Like, if you're not American, shut the fuck up about American policies. You know what I mean? Go back to Romania, or where the fuck you came from, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this goes for the Nelk boys too, dog. Like, you're Canadian, bro.
Yeah. Chill out. Like,
shut the fuck up, bro. You know what I mean?
Shut the fuck up.
You can't even go to Canada if you have a DUI. You're out here promoting like alcohol seltzer. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
bro.
I did not do it. I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that's what I think. If I'm not Romanian, I'm not gonna talk about any Romanian policies. I don't fucking know.
I don't know any about them. Yeah.
The most I'll talk about is Romanian food and Romanian women. You know what I mean? Because that's
exactly
what I know about. But shit, I'm not gonna tell y'all how to live your lives. I don't even know your history. So that's where I'll stand with that, bro.
Yeah. Facts.
So yeah, you got any closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
There is one thing I did want you to one person I did want you to look up. This Iggy Semmelweis guy.
Iggy Semmelweis?
Semmelweis. It's on that. It's on the doc.
Okay.
I don't know if I spelled it right, but in that Vice video, he is said to be his witch doctor.
Bro, so time out. I had heard that he had some sort of spiritual advisor in the war room. Is this
It's him. That's him. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
okay,
check it
let's
out.
get into it.
Up,
let's do it. Yeah. Where's my share screen? Okay, here. Chats in war room suggest dozens of women groomed, or
nah? Is that
Ignis Semmelweis, the Wikipedia?
Yeah, I think that might be him. Nope. Go back. Spell it. Go to this. Yeah. There it is. That's the spelling right there.
War room advisor.
Yeah, war room. Damn. See that dude he don't want to be found, bro.
You know what? The Cave podcast uses Grok as our AI. So, tell me about Andrew Tate's war room advisor.
Yeah, or his which doctor, or I don't know. I forgot what the word
doctor.
But it's on that Vice video that I sent you. I'm gonna pull that one up and skim through it. Let me see if I can find it.
Did you send it to me on text?
Yeah, I texted it to you.
This guy? Real name Miles Sonkin is an American man in his 60s who operates as a self-described hypnotist, spiritual advisor, and senior figure, often called a general or right-hand man in Andrew Tate's secretive war room group. Frequently described in investigative reports as a key ideological influence or even the mastermind behind aspects of Tate's operation, particularly in the high-tier war room community. I heard there was some Kabbalah magic being practiced.
Dude, gotta be.
I mean, he looks like Matis Yahoo.
Pull it up here so they can see it.
Oh shit! Why isn't it even going?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on, dog.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a sus nose. Dude. I don't know, bro. Oh, dude.
Yo, Pinocchio was a documentary, bro. I mean, his name is Semmelweis, dog.
Exactly. The last name tells it all.
You need to change that to Sam Samson or something, bro. Something more American. Use the pseudonym inspired by Ignis Semmelweis, the 19th century Hungarian physician known for hand washing and hygiene in medicine. He presents himself as a great hypnotist in the world, spiritual leader, and uses mystical wizard-like imagery, long gray beard, hats, intense hair. Oh, he kind of trying to look like Merlin a little bit. Reports links him to involvement in cults or cult-like groups in the 1980s. He lives modestly in Los Angeles and keeps a lower public profile than Tate. Yeah, because I've never heard of this guy until I started looking into this shit. Avoiding much direct media management. Yep. So let's look at his role in the War Room. Damn, this is a good way to end it, because we started off with the War Room being a cult. The War Room is the elite paid inner circle of Tate's real world former hustler university, an online community for men focused on mindset, wealth, and anti-matrix ideology. Semmelweis is portrayed as a day-to-day leader or influential advisor who joined around 2018 to 2019. BBC investigations and others based on leaked internal chats allege he pushed aggressive strategies for members to recruit and control women for webcam sex work, emphasizing isolation, financial control, and sole authority over them. Also, it was his idea.
See? Wow. He probably fucking hypnotized. Tate's probably hypnotized. You know, that's probably his fucking handler, bro.
Yo, another episode I want to do is Cuz D'Amato and Mike Tyson to go deep about, you know, hypnotizing people. And
bro. That's probably that got to be his handler, bro. Like they all have a handler to make sure they stay in line, and then he probably hypnotizes Tate on a day-to-day basis to keep him straight.
Yo, speaking of that, bro, he has been called Tate's handler.
See?
Wizard or witch doctor.
Yep.
Literally verbatim what you said. By critics, with some suggesting Tate serves partly as a figurehead for deeper operations. Damn.
That puts the fucking cherry on top right there. Yep. Fucking Psyop, see? Fucking Psyop.
Tate's, and I mean, I these days, y'all, I try to avoid the rabbi hole, but goddamn,
bro. Right, it's so big. It can't keep stepping in it, man.
Tate's broader network faces serious allegations of grooming, exploitation, rape, and human trafficking in Romania and elsewhere. Semmelweis has faced no direct charges, but is highlighted as a central, less visible player. Earlier in the show, I said he's flexing his relationship with Trump, and I think Trump is pulling strings. I don't think that anymore. If you know who holds the strings and who made the strings, then you catch my drift. You know? Yeah. So yeah, man. I actually heard this guy. The reason I cut you off was to make sure that this was the guy that I was looking into, and they went into the history of hypnotizing people and hypnotists. So I believe it. Again, the fact that this dude's dad literally worked for CIA, you can tell me this guy is a fucking lizard and I'll believe it. You know what I mean? Holy shit.
That's fucking wild, man.
Let's kind of go into this a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Is there any other influencers or known public figures that this man is linked to? Let's see. Drum roll. Okay, no major well-documented links to other prominent influencers or public figures outside of Andrew Tate. Okay. Am I crazy to think this guy was the one who chose Andrew Tate?
No. I mean, bro, it's not far off to say because Andrew Tate's dad was part of the CIA, Andrew Tate is probably one of their little MK Ultra experiments.
Yeah.
And like I said, this Iggy guy is his handler. And this Iggy guy has already been accused of doing that type of stuff with cults and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't it be far off to say that he's been handling Andrew since he's young?
Yeah, man. I mean, you could also be like, now's the time to kickbox and get this championship and thank me later type shit, man.
Now's the time to, you know, say this or do that. You know, like every night you hypnotize them for something new, and you know, masculinity is this, and money is this, and women are this. You know, like continue putting it in the subconscious mind every fucking day and night.
Well, shit, that was really eye-opening. I had a conversation earlier with someone, and I mentioned that it's interesting because every public leader has a spiritual counselor or a spiritual advisor. Lurking somewhere behind. You know what I mean?
Right. Fucking LeBron James,
Maria Orsic. With Hitler, there's Rasputin back in the day. There's Marina Abramovich, you know. Trump has that Christian spiritual advisor.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what that's about.
And I raised the question: who's really in charge? Is it the spiritual advisor? Is it the person? Because why would the leader be having that spiritual advisor around? You know,
gotta be we all know they're puppets. We all know they're part of the game, part of the play that we watch, you know, and they're pulling the strings and somebody else behind them is pulling the strings, and
shit goes deep, man. And it's always as funny as it always ends up in the rabbi hole. That's because it's spiritual warfare. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's always a spiritual warfare. It's fucking crazy. But shit, like I said, we mentioned a lot of topics that we're going to go into, and we will bring you those episodes sooner than later. Follow me at Joreeezy, J0REEEZY on all platforms. At Only One Mel Man on all platforms, K4B3.com, cave.com, at The Cave on all social media platforms. We will see you on the next one. Peace.